What's going on, everybody?
Welcome
back to the Castro Files. We've got some creepy, I think these ones are more creepy, stories to share with you.
Yes.
Mine's
they're real stories this time.
absolutely.
Last episodes were, we don't know if they were fiction or nonfiction. Well, we know one of them was nonfiction. The other one we don't know if it was.
It was a Reddit story. These ones, the one I've got is absolutely
mine
real.
Mine is too. Mine is a real place too.
And yeah, so first foremost, go out, subscribe to the Castro Files, please. Go out, follow Castro Files, hit the subscribe button if you don't mind.
Yes,
hit that button.
That way you get notified when new episodes come out.
Excuse me, jeez, Louise. Also, you know what you can do is you can go out and follow us on the Bars Open out on iTunes and Spotify. And that way,
Bars Open, that falls under the Bars Open.
Bars
on those?
Open with Beth and Greg. Yep,
for those ones. But does it have its own channel on YouTube, or does it?
It all falls under
the Bars Open. I just want to clarify for everyone out there.
The Castro Files.
Right. So the Castro Files is under the Bars Open. Right. You can just go to that one channel and you will find them.
And you can get the Bars Open. You get Beth's Naughty Reads, where she does her girly book reviews.
My romance novel reviews.
Whatever they are called. So you can do those
smut.
as well. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's all good, though. What we're going to talk about tonight
is not smut. It's spooky.
No,
it's a different S.
It's not spooky.
It's spooky.
Mine's not spooky.
Mine's spooky.
Mine is disturbing.
And it's Halloween. So
it falls in line with
you know what I've been doing
shit.
Since October 1st, right?
What have you been doing?
Watching nothing but scary movies. It's so awesome.
What's been
Today's is a Final Destination marathon. So Final Destination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
They played all of them.
They played all of them back to back. The other day it was all the Halloweens.
What's your favorite horror movie ever? I don't think I've ever asked you
Blair Witch,
that.
I think. It's so creepy.
The Blair Witch
It so
Project?
freaked me out the first time I saw it. Like, I literally was disturbed for a couple days because I would think about it and I'd be like, oh, that's so creepy.
You hear an interesting story about the Blair Witch Project?
It's not real.
No, I'm well aware that it's not real. All right. So I used to run a video store in a grocery store.
Right.
Right. And I was the manager of it.
Right.
Manager. I don't know why I put quotes on it. I was the manager of the video store.
Yeah.
And we literally, I remember transitioning it from VHS
to DVDs.
So when the Blair Witch, I think it was the Blair Witch Project.
Yes.
Came out, there were people coming in and be like, we had a wall full of Blair Witch
movie.
DVDs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a full section.
Huh, interesting.
Them. And we'd rent them out. They were gone.
Yes.
And I remember, this is Arizona. I remember having somebody come in, and I can picture this person.
Yeah.
Was 100% dead set that shit was real. Right?
It set it up perfectly for people to believe that
they
if you did
some specific things for Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Because they did
They wanted people to think it was real.
They did the tour around the town before.
Yeah, they wanted people to think it was real because it was much scarier if you thought it was real. What's your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie of all time?
Yes.
Is probably it's hard for me. It's hard.
So while you think about it, I will say my next favorite scary movie is Poltergeist. I saw that as a teenager who had a TV in her bedroom, and after seeing that movie, I took that mother effing TV out of my room.
I don't know what my favorite horror movie is. It's got to be it's probably the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay. So, and I'm
the one with Johnny Depp.
I'm a horror girl, not a gore girl. Like Friday the 13th, I don't consider gore because there are things now like Saw.
Oh yeah.
Those movies are not scary to me. They're gross. They're gory.
Yeah. Friday the 13th was scary because I was also maybe 10-ish.
See, and I think I was 17.
Right.
So that sounds about right.
Older than me,
I am way older than you and wiser, so don't mess with me.
Super old.
And way wiser.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so that makes sense. I could see that. There's so many good, all the movies that I've been watching have literally been from the mid 80s is where some of the best ones.
Friday 13th, of course.
Halloween started the late 70s and went all the way through.
Okay.
But then you do have like
Friday
the Scream series, which started in the 90s. So,
but that wasn't really a horror movie.
It was scary.
I don't think so.
Well, it was scary.
That's me.
Well, it was
Friday
scary.
13th, Halloween, in Nightmare on Elm Street. Rate them.
Well,
First, second, third.
Man, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street #1.
Okay.
Friday the 13th #2, and Halloween #3. I never really got into the Halloween. I think probably because it was too scary for me.
Those were pretty creepy.
I do remember. Funny story. My middle brother Ben, who's 9 years older than me, right? So I was probably 9 or 10, and it was when The Exorcist came out.
Dude, The Exorcist was
An Exorcist in a movie theater. I mean, I never saw it until I was like a full on adult, like in my 30s.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, I guess I could kind of see how it was scary when you were a kid. But my brother didn't know my uncle had come in town, and my uncle was he played professional football, and then he was a football coach. And
Dave?
No, Uncle Gonzalo.
Okay.
And he was sleeping on the pull-out couch, and my brother came home from the movies, and he snored like a freight train. And he took the biggest. What? He took the biggest snore, and my mom, all she said from the back part of the house, she just heard him scream bloody murder, and she thought that he had gotten stabbed because it was like that guttural of a scream. And they run out to see him, and he's on the sidewalk on the other side of his car, so really in the street. And my uncle is like on all fours looking out the door like, what's wrong? What's happening? And my dad's running out because my dad was a DE agent with his gun. And my mom is like, what the hell? And my brother was like, oh my gosh, I just saw Exorcist and he scared me so bad. And it's so funny because my brother was like a badass cop, so nothing scared him. But we all heard him scream like a girl that night. It was hilarious.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is funny as shit, dude. So, all right, we're going to jump into a couple stories. You guys ready? All right, my story is more macabre, and it's
a good way to put it.
I don't want to call her a serial killer because she's not necessarily a serial
She's just a murderer.
Killer. They call it the Australia's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the equivalent of that. Her name is Catherine Knight, and in February 2000,
you have
Catherine
a picture or
Knight,
no picture yet of her? Okay.
I have got a few.
Okay.
I'll share them in a minute. Catherine Knight, in February 2000, Catherine Knight stabbed John.
Oh, so this is recent.
2000s, yeah.
It's
so
25 years. I mean, that's pretty recent in the murder world.
Yeah. Stabbed John Charles Thomas Price to death and cooked his remains. Then served him to his family. Most lovers' quarrels eventually end with a simple apology, but for Catherine Knight, murder and mutilation were the end result. Not only did this Australian abattoir worker stab her lover, John Charles Thomas Price. God damn, the guy's got 4 names.
That's probably why she stabbed him.
With a butcher knife at least 37 times on February 29th of 2000. She then chopped him up, cooked him, and prepared to serve him to his own children.
That's insane.
Yeah. But long before this grisly killing, the disturbing story of Catherine Mary Knight was marked by violence and sexual abuse that hinted at the bloodshed to come. Catherine Knight's brutal childhood. It was not good.
Okay.
Right. So born on October 24th, 1955 in Tenterfield, Australia, Catherine Mary Knight was the product of a scandalous affair between her mother, Barbara Rogan, and her father, Ken Knight. Rogan was not only already a mother of 4 boys with another man, but she had met Knight through her husband. When their secret rendezvous came to light, it rocked their small conservative town. Following the tumultuous start, Knight's chaotic childhood didn't get much better from there. Her father was a violent alcoholic who raped her mother multiple times a day.
Okay, so hold on. Her father who raised her or father who birthed her?
Her father.
Okay, so her dad. Okay.
Yeah. It was a violent alcoholic who raped her mother multiple times a day. Knight herself claims that she was sexually assaulted by several family members until the age of 11. In school, Knight was known as a bully who terrorized smaller children without ever literally learning how to read or write, she quit at the age of 15 to work at a clothing factory. A year later, she landed her quote-unquote dream job at a slaughterhouse, cutting out the internal organs of animals. Okay. Journalist Peter Lalore wrote in Bloodstain, his true crime book that covered Catherine Knight, that she loved her job so much that she hung her first set of butcher's knives over her bed.
Okay, that's
just in case she wanted to use them.
On what?
Yeah, know.
That just made you.
So this is what she looks like. So she's pretty normal looking from everyday. Like she looks like a 1980s girl, right?
Because she's 45 when this happens in 2000.
Yeah, Knight tries to kill her husband on their wedding night. So while working in a butcher shop, Knight met David Collette, a raging alcoholic, much like her father, who was prone to fist fights. He was prone to fist fights. Used to this kind of violence, Knight surprised her new beau with when she joined in on one of his drunken scuffles.
Okay.
He soon realized, however, that Knight was capable of doing much more than a little damage with her fists. Before long, he found himself dominated by her. Right? So, this is the gentleman. In 1974, she convinced him to marry her. He was heavily intoxicated, and the entire time, and her mother even warned him about her daughter's temper. Like, fuck, dude. Like,
Mom, shouldn't you done that before their wedding night?
Right? Like, if you've got to tell me that
she has a temper, like, maybe you start doing that.
That's batshit crazy.
Way early in the relationship, I'm just saying.
Saying that Knight has a screw loose.
The mom said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. On
their wedding night, Knight and Kellett consummated their marriage 3 times.
Okay.
When he fell asleep, Knight wanted a 4th round and took issue with her husband's exhaustion. Okay. So she started to strangle him. Kellett woke up and managed to fight Knight off, even though she attempted to kill him only a day into their marriage, because it was literally the next day. The union lasted for 10 years. The marriage was, however, far from perfect.
I would have been like, bye. This is clearly how your relationship is going to go.
You know, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, like, if you're in the middle of, like, nowhere, Australia.
Maybe there's
like,
not
is that
a
the
lot.
Best option
maybe there's not a lot besides her and kangaroos.
She just kind of tried to kill me.
her and kangaroos, so what's your best option?
Right.
Kangaroos.
Probably. Like,
just saying. Okay, sorry. That's probably so inappropriate.
Have put those, like, jacked up kangaroos, the dudes that roll around. They're like,
they look like bodybuilders.
Kellett was often unfaithful. This is the husband. Kellett was often unfaithful, and once even left his wife and their 2 daughters in the middle of the night. After discovering one of Kellett's affairs, Knight placed the 2-month-old infant on a local train tracks shortly before the train was due. The train didn't come, and the infant was spared. And also threatened several other people with a stolen axe. She was also diagnosed with postnatal depression.
How was she not put away?
Yeah.
Or the kids taken away? If
she was
this
diagnosed with postnatal depression.
Postpartum, I guess. Postnatal, yeah.
After witnesses saw her violently pushing and swinging her second child in a stroller down a busy street. She was just like swinging around. Like it's in a stroller.
Wow. There's so many red flags.
She spent a few months in a psychiatric hospital where she told nurses that she intended to kill a mechanic who had fixed Kellett's car because that made it possible for him to leave her. Despite this threat, Kellett took Knight back.
They let her out of the freaking hospital when she told this to them?
And he took her back.
I mean, yes, he's an idiot, but the hospital is really crazy to let her out of their doors.
So took her back when she was released from the hospital. The reunion didn't last long, and Knight went through a period of deep distress after Kellett finally did leave her. So Catherine Knight's string of toxic relationships. In 1986, shortly after her breakup with Kellett, Catherine Knight jumped into a whirlwind romance with David Saunders, a local miner. Within a few months, Saunders moved in with her and her 2 daughters. However, he kept his apartment, and Knight became incredibly jealous and suspicious about what he did when she wasn't around. Like her previous relationships, this one quickly grew toxic and violent. At one point, she slit the throat of his 2-month-old dingo puppy in front of him just to show him what she was capable of.
And he didn't break up with her then or turn her into the cops?
Still, they stayed together and even had a daughter a year later.
Dude, enablers. Right? Oh, my God.
However, Saunders left Knight shortly after the birth because she had attempted to kill him with a pair of scissors.
Did these people not go to the cops?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. She then met a man named John Chillingworth. They stayed together for 3 years and had a child, Eric.
So now she's got like 3. Okay.
That's 4.
It's 4. Oh, that's because she had 2 with the first guy. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So while no violent incidents had been reported about their relationship, it ended with after Chillingworth learned that Knight was having an affair with a man named John Charles Thomas Price. Why does everybody there have 4 names?
John,
Knight's violent relationship with John Charles Thomas Price. The beginning of Catherine Knight and John Price's relationship was without complication. He had 2 older children who lived with him and seemed to like Knight. And he made enough money as a minor to keep her comfortable as well. They moved in together in 1995 and things were going smoothly. However, when she suggested that they marry and he declined, she turned violent. Knight framed Price for stealing things from his company and got him fired. Right? Though he initially kicked her out, a few months later they started seeing each other again.
Okay, there must not be a lot. There must not be a lot to pick from.
Good.
No, there must just not be like a lot of choices, opportunities, options in the lady love area in their little Australian town.
All right, Knight framed him. All right, said that. However, this time he refused to let her move back in, according to their friends and neighbors. Knight's violence then began to escalate. In February of 2000, an argument between John Charles Thomas Price and Catherine Knight culminated with her attempting to stab him in the chest. He took out a restraining order against her in an attempt to keep his children safe. Toward the end of the month, Price let out that he was concerned for his safety and told his co-workers that if he ever went missing, it was because Knight killed him. He was right to be afraid.
Wow. He said he got a restraining order, you said, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Murder, mutilation, and a macabre dinner menu.
Ugh.
On February 29th, 2000, John Charles Thomas Price came home from work and followed his usual routine of checking in with the neighbors before going to bed at about 11 o'clock. Knight came home shortly thereafter, made herself dinner, watched TV, showered, then went upstairs. She woke Price, and the 2 had sex and went back to bed. Then Catherine Knight took a butcher knife from next to her bed, where she always had kept them, and stabbed Price 37 times. According to evidence, he woke up during the attack but could not fight her off.
Well, yeah.
He succumbed to his wounds, and Knight dragged his body downstairs. All right. So for those of you that are weak of stomach or whatever that's called.
Weak constitution.
Now it's time to earmuff it up.
Or just suck it up, Buttercup.
She dragged his ass downstairs, skinned him, and hung his body from meat hooks in the living room. Then she decapitated him and cut up pieces of his body to cook in a dish with potato, pumpkin, beets, zucchini, cabbage, squash, and
OMG.
You literally earlier today we're talking about, what was that?
Roasted chicken.
No, it was the other one. The
brisket?
There was one more. It wasn't brisket.
Carnegie Sada?
I mean, it could be Carnegie Sada.
Listen, I just don't understand how she was not already in jail like 100 times.
She then made a dish for herself, though they have discarded contents later found at the crime scene suggest that she couldn't finish her meal. She then
a meal of what? She made. She ate him.
All the potatoes and
the veggies.
Yeah. I mean, you can't eat your meat without having your veggies.
Ugh. I guess she wanted to try.
She then laid down next to the headless, mutilated corpse of Price, took a large number of pills, and passed out. Price's coworkers
bitch is crazy.
Heeded his warning the next morning and called the police after he didn't show up for his shift. The police arrived to find Catherine Knight's gruesome crime scene and immediately detained the comatose Knight. When she woke up, she claimed to have no memory.
Oh, they didn't even wake. Like they couldn't wake her up when they first got there.
Probably, yeah. In the kitchen, police found Price's head boiling.
I wonder if she was trying to commit suicide.
Catherine. In the kitchen, police found Price's head boiling in a pot of vegetables on the stove. On the table, they found 2 full plates, each labeled with a name. In horror, the police realized that Knight had planned to serve John Price's body parts to his children.
Sorry for the language, but that is fucked up.
Yep. This is rated R Castro Files.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Catherine Knight, never to be released. Despite her claims that she has no recollection of the night John Charles Thomas Price died, Catherine Knight was quickly charged with his murder. In October of 2001, her trial commenced, but it didn't get very far for reasons that remain unclear. Knight changed her plea to guilty, and the judge adjourned the case without testimony. Probably, I don't know back then if Australia had the death penalty. Probably not.
Do they now?
Nah. Oh. Like you're not even allowed to have like a gun there. Like it's pretty fucking stupid.
But law enforcement is, right? I mean.
Yeah. They're allowed to.
Well. Okay, I'm going to keep my opinions to myself because this is a nice show.
She was escorted to prison that day, and the judge ordered that her papers be marked never to be released. For the first time in history, a woman in Australia was given a life sentence without parole. To this day, Knight nevertheless remains her.
She's still alive? She's still freaking alive?
Yeah. She wasn't that old when you really think about it.
Well, she was only 45.
She maintains her innocence and refuses to accept responsibility for her actions. Catherine Knight has appealed her sentence before and was denied almost immediately.
Because the bitch is crazy.
She is still serving her life sentence at Silverwater Women's Correctional Services. So this is from allthat'sinteresting.com, and this was as of October 18, 2023.
You didn't Google to see if she was still alive?
Nah. I do want to give a shout out to
Andrea
up late because she's the one that told me the story of this. And so when the thing that stuck in my brain about this story is she literally skinned him and made curtains.
This girl was crazy from an early age.
So if you're familiar with a meat room, there's racking systems.
Yeah.
And they have these big-ass hooks that come down.
We've all seen horror movies.
Right, and they have big hooks, and they slide down, right?
Right.
She put those in her house.
His house.
Or his house, whatever, the house. She put those tracks in the house. This is Catherine Knight, not Andrea. She put those tracks in the house, right?
Thank you for clarifying.
And literally made skin hooks, made a curtain of his skin.
Just bizarre to me.
How fucked up is that?
That somebody who had so many issues years before this was not incarcerated in a mental institution.
Just fucking
on parole, on anything, and that people still. I mean, I guess did they not know she did all this shit before?
I don't know. Isn't that wild?
I don't know. It's crazy, y'all. When you date, do some background checks.
Nowadays, I mean, this is 2000.
Well, period. Do some background checks if you're a single being in this time and this day and time. Wow. Right. I don't even know if I can follow up with because you're gonna
follow up with some.
Yours was so good and and icky and scary and creepy.
We need a little taming out.
Well, mine's not tame. It's not gory, but mine is a real location.
Okay, let's go.
So I will tell you the name of my story is The Vanishing Heart of Transylvania, inside the haunted... I can never say this. Hold on. I wrote it down. Hold on.
Babanushi.
No.
We practiced this one earlier.
We did not... It's not that. Hoia Baciu Forest.
We practiced that one earlier.
Hoia Baciu Forest. So, you guys, I'll give you a little insight. So, I took a couple articles I found. They both had great information. They're both websites. I input the information from the articles online into ChatGPT because he's my bestie. And he helped me write this new like condensed story.
So it's two stories.
It's two stories. The first story is from the first website is horror.com, and the second one is littlehouseofhorrors.com.
Okay, cool.
So in the rolling hills of Cluj-Napoca, Romania, a stretch of woodland has earned a reputation that chills even the most skeptical traveler. The Hoia Baciu Forest, known locally as the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania, has been the site of whispered curses, vanishing hikers, and inexplicable phenomenons for decades. Scientists study it, mediums fear it, and locals avoid it. Yet its silence continues to call. The legend began, as many do in Romania, with a man and his flock. Centuries ago, a shepherd named Bachiu led 200 sheep into the forest and never returned. Search parties combed the woods. No trace was ever found. The story spread, and the forest took his name. To this day, villagers claim his spirit wanders among the trees, still searching for his lost herd. The first disappearance may have been a myth. We're not sure, but others were not. Over the years, countless hikers have gone missing within the forest's dense canopy. Some reemerge hours or days later, shaken, unable to recall where they've been, while others are never seen from again. Many who enter the Hoia Baciu speak of an overwhelming sense of dread. They report losing track of time, minutes stretch into hours, hours collapse into seconds. Equipment fails. Phones and compasses refuse to function. It's like walking through a place that doesn't want you there, said one researcher who spent a night measuring electromagnetic fields near the forest's center. Visitors have described sudden nausea, burns, scratches, and rashes appearing without cause. Theories range from heightened radiation to psychological suggestion, but even scientists admit something about the forest feels wrong. Deep within the forest lies its most unnerving feature. Now, I will tell you, just so you know, this is what reminded me of this. We did see that is the creepy picture, but we're going to show this one in a minute. But we did see this on Destination Fear on Travel Channel. A group that we follow actually went to this place. And what made me remember was this area of uninhabitable growth. So deep within the forest lies its most unnerving feature, a perfectly circular clearing where nothing grows. Soil samples show no abnormalities, yet the ground remains stubbornly barren, a dead zone in the middle of life. It's like the dead zone in the middle of like 6,000 acres. So it's what's kind of weird.
Circle. Yes.
Okay. Paranormal investigators call it a portal. UFO enthusiasts suggest it's a landing site. Photographs from the area have often revealed strange floating lights and misty features. One famous image taken by a military technician in 1960 allegedly shows a metallic disc hovering over the trees, a photograph that cemented the forest's link to extraterrestrial bear.
Which one should I put up?
So I want you to put up two. One is the one with the UFO, the black and white with the UFO up top. And the other one is also like that one. Yep. So this was taken in, let's see, 1960s by a military gentleman. Okay. And then there's also another one that shows the floating lights that they see.
And then the strange lights.
Yes. Here. So that's another like image somebody has captured.
Okay. This is a weird picture because it's kind of like, and if it's old, like, I mean, you can doctor pictures, but that's a pretty interesting because the way it kind of comes out and up. So granular.
Yeah.
This is pretty blown up.
So the first one was definitely 1960s. That disc covering above the trees. And you can kind of tell that they're older because they are so granular.
So grainy.
Yeah. So among the most chilling accounts is that a young girl who disappeared in the forest and reappeared 5 years later, exactly as she'd been the day she vanished. Her clothes were unchanged. Her body showed no signs of aging, and she remembered nothing of her disappearance. For locals, it was proof that the forest doesn't just hide people, it keeps them.
And it keeps them at the same age, evidently, right?
Yeah, she did not age. Her clothes were they fit her, everything was the same. In recent years, researchers have tried to demystify Hoia Baciu. Teams have measured radiation, light anomalies, and sound waves. Some claim minor spikes in magnetic activity, but nothing to justify decades of fear. Yet even skeptics admit that the forest inspires an unease that's hard to quantify. Dr. Adrian Petruska, a physic from Cluz University, once told a documentary crew, "Science doesn't explain why we feel watched. It can only measure what's visible. But what Hoia Baciu, visibility itself feels unreliable." So you don't really know if you're seeing what you're seeing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So at sunset, the forest transforms. The twisted trees, which we have a picture of those trees. The twisted trees cast.
These are interesting.
Well, there's that one.
Trees.
That one's is just a creepy one that is in the forest that also gives off weird shadows at nighttime. But this one is how most of the trees.
So this is a very interesting one to me because to me, the way it's impacting.
Yeah.
It's like something happened.
Well, they all go the same direction.
To the right.
Yeah.
Years ago.
From the right to the left or whatever direction.
And it like pushed it over.
Well, a lot of the trees in this forest are like this. It made them grow weird. Yeah. But a lot of the trees are like this. So it's not just this one patch. A lot of trees within the forest kind of have this funky curved, figure. So at sunset, the forest transforms. The twisted trees cast long skeletal shadows and the wind carries what sounds like distant voices. Villagers refuse to enter after dark. They speak of faces glimpsed in bark, laughter carried by no one, and a hum beneath the soil as if something vast and ancient breathes below. Whatever lies in Hoia Baciu, whether psychological, natural, or supernatural, it defies dismissal. The forest remains a paradox, both a tourist attraction and a place of dread. Visitors come seek the unknown and often leave believing they found it. Because in Hoia Baciu, it's not the dark you fear, it's what the dark remembers.
It's a creepy fucking forest.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
It really is. It's so you have so you showed the
let me run back through some of the forest pictures. Because we've got like this just creepy.
This is just a creepy sunrise or sunset.
Right. And then you've got Forest 2 here. This is kind of what I would imagine.
I mean, this looks like two bodies, right? Like two bodies like holding hand. Yeah.
Somehow, right? And but this one, the daytime one right here, this is an interesting photo because if I was thinking if like where the circle is, and I can't make this any smaller right this second for some reason.
Did I send you a picture of the circle or no? I should have.
But imagine like a circle in the middle of the forest, like it's because of like the radiation from well,
that's why they think that they do think like some people think that's where UFOs go to land,
right? And then it leaves just a little bit enough radiation
that it doesn't grow anything.
And it can grow grass and do shit like that, but it's not going to create trees,
right?
And then everything around it gets
that funny curve.
Like, and I wonder if you were to walk that whole perimeter, if they're all kind of facing that way.
Yeah, right? It'd be interesting. I mean, I'm not going to go to Romania.
Let's go to Romania.
But so this was just, I mean, it was short and sweet.
Where was that in Romania?
Again, do you remember? Yeah, hold on. The haunted Hoia Baciu Forest, which is in Cluj Napoca, Romania.
So for our fans out in Romania, I will tag you. We've got people that have watched from Romania. Yes, I know, that's what you said. So we will absolutely, I'll hashtag Romania on this one.
Yeah. Go hashtag the haunted name of the forest too, and the name of the city it's in. So yeah, we got a couple tags we can do.
So that's an awesome story.
Yeah, it was short and sweet.
I love space alien stories.
Well, what creeps me out about this is it's real. Like these two were
real
we got
stories. 3 AI Atlas coming. That thing's right. Oh yeah, that thing's around the corner. So
yeah,
it's over by Mars right about now.
Maybe it'll finally make me believe that Martians are real. Maybe. UFOs are real.
Maybe. I can only hope.
I got to see one.
All right. Happy Halloween, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Have a great rest of the week.
Castro Files. Have a great rest of your week, and we will catch you
Love you
next
guys.
time.
Bye.
Cheers. See ya.